Good morning, brothers. Welcome to A Brown Bag Gentleman. My name is Scott. In today's shave, we're going to do a vintage Gillette razor. I actually have a cigar box full of Gillette razors, vintage and newer stuff. So I'll show you what I'm going to pick from today. So yeah, these are all my Gillettes. This is just a box of Gillettes. And that's all of them that I have. So that's a few. And of course, that's the King C Gillette. And then here's the latest one you can get at Walgreens now. But I have two in here particularly for the vintage ones that I like. I've got several others that I really don't care for, only because they're too mild for me. My gray whiskers demand a little bit more aggressiveness than they can manage. So something like the blue tip, or just the silver tips, or just what they call it, traditional tech razors. They're very mild. So if you're a new shaver, perfect for you. But I'm a seasoned shaver with silver whiskers, so I need a little something more. So I have two, and that's these two right here. So I've got the I forget what this one's called. It's open comb one. I'm not sure if that's a tech, whatever that is. I can't remember off the top of my head. But then there's the red tip. So here's the vintage red tip, and we're going to use the red tip today. So that's the one I'm taking out of the box. But I thought you'd get a kick out of seeing my Gillette collection. And I've got like 4 other boxes like that. Not all of them are full or anything, but I do have 4. So I sort my razors by like my top favorites, premium razors, and my next favorites, and and so on like that. And then my miscellaneous. I have a box of just miscellaneous too as well. So which is like all my cheapy razors and a few other razors, miscellaneous stuff and parts and that type of thing. So that's how I kind of separate my stuff. So yeah, for the equipment. Alrighty, I know I've never shown you my shave den type of thing, because I don't have everything here in this bathroom. It's actually in the other bathroom that I haven't remodeled yet. So it's like, it's kind of, things are scattered. So yeah, when I finish out of the bathroom and I'll get everything in one place, then yeah, we'll probably do one at that point. But for now, yeah, so red tip, let's get to this. Red tip. It's a twist open butterfly, we call it butterfly style, classic Gillette style razor. I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna leave it open and put it down. The blade we're going to use today is a feather. So yeah, a nice sharp blade, because I want to get out as much potential out of this razor as I can get. So I'm going to use a feather, and I'm using this feather specifically today because I had one of my subscribers ask me to do another review of this blade, but only do one pass through the cork. So I'm grabbing my cork off the top shelf here. So here's my little cork, just an old cork, from a bourbon bottle. That's what that is. In fact, from the looks of it, it looks like it's Woodford Reserve bourbon bottle. Not that it matters, but so yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to use that today. So I'm going to try with just one. I did 3 last time, and it did mild it right down, and I was thinking about just doing 2, but they asked me to do one, and they said Mantic59, another long-time creator of content for shaving, suggests just using one pass through the corks, otherwise it gets too dull. So yeah, we're gonna try one pass today. It is a mild razor, so yeah, so one pass, if it's if it's a little rough, it's not gonna make as much of a difference as it would in a more aggressive razor. So yeah, we're gonna try that. So here's my blade, here's my cork. Let's do that. Come on, here we go. Go right past through. There's one. Now we're gonna flip it around to the other side. Whoop, don't dance, just slide. Come on, slide. Let me see if there we go. There we go. I just kind of did it from the other way too, because I kind of danced a little bit. I want to make sure I got the whole blade. So here we go. And we're going to put that in the Gillette twist open and close that up. There we go. Snug it down. Now I'm going to look at it, make sure that it's even. You got to make sure it's even on both sides, like the same amount of blade is out there. And with this bar style of loading, it's kind of hard not to, but I tell you, I have misaligned a blade before. I did it once. Once you do it once and you cut yourself, you really start paying attention. So just saying. So there's that. So, and of course, the brush, you know what I'm going to use for a brush today. I won the contest for Ken Surfs, so yeah, we're using the Ken Surfs brush today. So yes, and it's a smaller brush. I would say it's a shorter handle, and it's probably about an 18 to 20 millimeter at most, not size, to give you perspective. And is that good, better, and different? Actually, it's good, because I'll tell you what, I do have a variety of sizes of brushes, and I really wanted another smaller brush. So Ken, this absolutely fits the bill for what I was looking for. It's comfortable to hold on to right there in that little indentation, because I want it for my smaller cups and mugs and stuff that I use to whip up lather. So yeah, fits in there beautifully without me banging the sides because it's too big and all that, you know. So it's like, yeah, I might bang them a little bit, but yeah, fits in there great. So perfect for, fits that niche that I had, absolutely just what I needed. So with that, let me pause, wash the face, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back. So let me get my soap. Oh, soap of the day, I didn't show you that, yes. Declaration Grooming Delta V, or Delta 5, Roman numeral 5. And let me read you the information on this. Of course, I need my glasses for that. Yeah, here we go. Over 40, you need readers, yeah. So this is a tallow soap, just so you know. It's a tallow soap. I did check. I never seem to tell you the price, but I seem to write it down this time. The full size container is 4 ounces and it's $22 out of Maggots. Just pass that along. It's a clean year-round scent, and I'll attest to that. Yes, it is a very nice scent. A very fresh, nice scent. Just a classic, nice, fresh scent. And I do like a fresh scent. Yes, I absolutely do. Year-round, absolutely. It says it's with pear, apricot, ozone, musk, palo santo. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Bamboo, green tea, and outer space. How'd they get that in there? Okay, maybe they just have a little fun with that label a little bit, but that's to give you a scent profile idea. So there we go. So now let's put that on. And yes, I'm using the little Old Spice vintage mug, which I got out of eBay years ago. If you want one, yeah, you can get one. They're always on eBay. I've seen them from anywhere from like a really weathered, old, faded one for like $5 up to like 40 bucks. I've seen them, and everything in between. I can tell you I spent less than 20 for that. It was probably closer to 10 what I spent. Not including shipping, of course. Here we go, a little splashing on me. Of course, you can see the wet shirts, you know that I washed my face. And yes, 2 days growth as usual. That's normally because I usually don't shave on Fridays when I work from home. So there we go, warmed up the razor in the sink. So we've corked that one time, one pass on the corking. Let's see how that does on that feather blade. Okay, not bad. Okay, yeah, that's actually quite smooth. So I guess one pass is good. I wasn't sure if it was going to work with one pass, but yeah, that's way smoother than I'm used to feather being on the very first use of a new blade. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So thank you, my fellow subscriber, for passing it along. That Mantic 59 gave that tip. So yeah, so check out Mantic 59. I like to watch a lot of different viewers. I watch seasoned viewers that have been around a long time. Obviously, like Ken Surfs. And others, IMCDB isn't on really anymore. Hasn't been on in over a year. And there's other innovators too, like Soupy Shaves. He does some cutting edge stuff with equipment and what have you. He really, well, he does things like using 2 blades and things, so he does some wild stuff. So he can be interesting. Of course, the Stallion, he's got a little flair to him. There's a couple of guys with flair. They will definitely get your attention. There we go, pass 1, very nice. Very smooth for a feather blade. I can't see how I'm saying that out of my mouth, that it's feather blade was smooth. And the red tip, being probably of this style of razor, these butterfly style razors from Gillette, the red tip is the most aggressive, and it's not what I call aggressive. It's just less mild. It's still a mild razor. It's just not as mild as like the blue tip and the silver tip and all that. And there were standard tech razors and all that of the day back then, so it's like, yeah. So this one does have at least a little something to it today, so I appreciate that. And yes, it's, I think, more of a hollowy type handle, obviously because the mechanism goes up in the handle, so it's not horribly heavy, but it is a metal razor. This is either from the 50s or 60s or whatever, so it's, you know, stood the test of time for sure. It's been a while since I've looked at the date. The date codes are on the bottom. You can look it up. And it's like a letter and a number on these from that period. And if you correspond that, if you go to look at like, who has the, if you look up Gillette date code list, if you Google search that, it'll bring up like Razor Emporium or somebody who has that list. You can figure out how old your razor is. And this one's in really good shape. I mean, yeah, the finish is gone. I mean, it's just, you can tell its finish is wearing off. But in really good shape, works very well. And of course, you know, being an eBay purchase, I'm not going to just straight use it because you never know where it's been, you know, what kind of grime and filth is on it. So I, of course, clean it off with, you know, some Dawn dish detergent and a toothbrush to begin with. Then I throw it in a sonic bath for 8 minutes with Dawn dish detergent, and then clean it off again. And then, of course, I like to oil them up with, especially with mechanisms like that, I like to oil it up with some WD-40, particularly WD-40. And yes, it's got a slightly fishy little scent to it, but you wash it off afterwards. I like to really be very generous with it, and, you know, get it down in the mechanism because it disperses water and all that. So it's like, so it works great for razors. So let that, you know, put some WD-40 in and let that sit for a couple of days, and then wash it by hand under some, you know, soap and water. And that last wash, I may or may not use Dawn. I might just use the hand soap that's sitting right here on the edge of the sink too. I didn't really say to you, this synthetic kit on this thing is very soft. It is quite soft. It's quite nice, especially when you're brushing it like this. And I'm at the point here, this is just starting to think about where I could maybe add some water, but I just kind of finished putting it on, so I'm not going to bother. But I could, but actually, let's do it. So how do I, you know, I feel this is getting a little dry. I want to put a little water in there, so all I do is dip the tips in the sink. Just a lightest little bit. There we go, tip the sink, there we go, give it a shake. And come on, and oh yeah, all that water. You can see it's thinning it out too, you can tell it's thinning it out on the face. And then we start painting again. When you're scrubbing, it kind of thins out, you see that? But then you paint and it fills it in. So painting is where you see all those guys who put on gobs and gobs of the soap. That's how they do it. They're painting it on. There we go. So yeah, I just freshened that up a little bit. Just made it a little bit moisture. The water is your friend. It helps the lubrication effect of the soap. So yeah, it just helps out with that. So here we go. Pass. What is that? Pass. I just do 2 passes. So pass 3. Okay, here we go. Or did I? I guess I did. Okay, I'm going to go ahead under the nose here and try this out, flip it around on the side. It's nice about a DE razor. You just flip it to the other side to get a fresh side. So when I'm using one of my milder razors, I'm more apt to shave against the grain underneath the nose. With more aggressive razors, yeah, not so much. Because I don't do it enough to be, you know, have good dexterity to not cut myself with a more aggressive razor. So, yeah, I don't like to risk it. I said, let's go against the grain on the chin. And again, another area with a more aggressive razor I'm not apt to do because, yeah, I'll cut myself for sure on a more aggressive razor. So there is something to be said for a milder razor. It is very confidence-inspiring. I can still get a nice shave. When I say nice shave, yeah, it's a good, fairly close shave. And I'm being picky and probably splitting a few hairs when I say that, because the next morning, so tomorrow morning about the same time, if I go 24 hours, I will notice it'll just a little bit more stubbly than with a more efficient, more aggressive razor that will, you know, shave it down closer. It won't be as much. So in 24, and if you're shaving every day, then it's kind of splitting hairs. It doesn't really make that much difference. In fact, when shaving every day, I'm less apt to use a more aggressive razor. To have their places. So as you know, my current modus operandi to shave 4 days a week, more aggressive razor fits the niche really good that way. But like on vacation, I'm less apt to, because I like to shave every day on vacation. So you know, the days I have off, and then because I do enjoy it, so I will use a not as aggressive. I won't be one of my more aggressive razors. It's less apt to be like the Milar 41. It probably is not going to be that. Look, oh, and I still got a little bit of nick right there. Got a little something there. All right. Way over on the edge. Okay. All right, let me pause and wash up. I'll be right back. There we go. And back again, guys. So I washed the face with warm water and a washcloth. So now it's time to seal the pores with 2 splashes of cold water, as is my usual. So get that cold water running in the sink. And let me take care of that. Hold on. There we go. Alrighty. And take my alum block. If you go back a couple of years of my videos, you'll see that I was using this then, because that's probably more when it was new 2-3 years ago. It's up to here now. You know, it started down here and it's all the way up to here now, so I basically have this much left. And that's still going to last a good long while. So alum just lasts a while. So I say I like it better than witch hazel, but it also lasts a heck of a lot longer for the money too. There we go. There, okay, now aftershave. Because it's such a fresh scent, I was going to go for my tried and true that's always in my cabinet. I was going to go for my All Man Fearless, which you get at Lidl, $5 bottle of aftershave. Fresh, nice, sporty. But no, I did that already, so we're going to do something else. Going to go for the AL Fin. So yes, I have the matching soap to this, but this is a Phoenix Artisan accoutrement scent. And that's getting, you know, it's like, okay, I don't use this one nearly as much, but it's just nice and light and fresh. I like it. It's fresh. So AL Fin for the day. Like this scent, just fresh. Things like in Italian, it's called the finish or the end in Italian. I believe that's what it is. It's been a while since I've looked at it on their website, but I know it means the end. I can't remember if it's Italian or Spanish, but I think it's Italian. Alrighty, so yes. And yes, you haven't really seen me use my 4 2-ounce bottles that I got from Sterling yet. I have used one, but I'll talk about those another time because we're pushing the time here. So, guys, I hope you liked that. Share your comments with me if you have anything to say. Please hit the like button. If you feel compelled, hit the subscribe button. But at least please hit the like button for me. I would appreciate that. And with that, guys, go with God.